Okay, no one look at the side of the screen where you can see all the future slides. Don't look at that. Those are
Okay,
spoilers.
wait, I don't even get to see the screen.
Yeah, no, you're just fucked. You're gonna have to see it later. Whenever I,
Yeah, what the fuck?
whenever I share the actual screen, like on Discord, it just like fucks up the recording somehow.
Yeah.
So,
Um,
my very special presentation, you're gonna have to look at it later. But
can you
yeah,
just send the link after we finish?
yeah, no, I can do that.
Yay!
But yeah, this is the mid-season power ranking for season 26. Ren didn't entirely know how we were ranking until like a minute ago, so we
I
had
mean, to be fair, I kind of knew. I just, I think all of my ranking follows it except 10.
yeah, I think mine is. My list is very, very, very funny once you realize something. I think it should be obvious once we get a couple of spots in.
We're gonna be like, it's alphabetical.
That would be fucking awesome. But yeah, I think
Okay.
the first thing I want to get to before we get in, there's a couple of things I want to get to. But the first is the fucking draft, which you are kicking my ass in. I am not doing okay in the draft. Have you looked at the points recently?
Um, you posted it somewhere in a host chat, but I don't remember. Okay, no, I found the one from when we did. Um, let's see, cause who went home? Oh yeah, so another person in your draft went home.
Yeah, so I have 25 points and you have 0.
Yeah, my draft made
Fuck.
merge. What about the leftovers?
They have 40. They're not doing so hot.
Let's go.
I am very confident in one of my picks and not confident in the other two.
Um, I think I had no confidence in any of mine because you just went and stole all my fucking picks.
Okay, well, you can have them back.
Yay!
I think you have my second and third contender, while I have my first. I guess I just spoiled something, but oops.
Because I know which one of them is, but I don't know who the other one is that you're referring to.
Interesting, okay.
I think. uh, I think I. Okay, yeah, I think I know just based looking at my own ranking. Because I think I have them similar to you.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. Okay,
Alright, so
after
we
the...
jump into it?
Well, not quite. I still have a couple tangents to go on. Uh,
Ah,
I have a couple slides in a... Okay, is my... Well, I guess you can't tell me. My screen does this weird thing when I switch tabs. So I just be going back and forth. I think it's good. But what I wanted to do was quickly go through all the pre-draws. Except Waddles, because we already did him.
I love waddles.
But just going through them, Zane is the first one here. I have a soft spot for Zane. I thought Zane was fun. And he's also been kind of insanely active in this Beck Lounge. So, like, props for that. But yeah, no, big Zane fan. We probably won't say too much on any of these people, but I at least wanted to be like, yeah, we sure did. They sure did play the game, and I
I
liked them.
think I think we know Zane was gonna be booted when we recorded last time?
I think we had a good idea. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think if we had recorded like earlier than that, I would have been like very been like, oh, Zane's got good potential, good stuff going. But it seems just sort of clicked wrong with the tribe, didn't get well with getting 2 votes at the first tribal and everyone being indifferent about it. So he was just poised to go.
You know who wasn't poised to go?
Joe
Jimbo.
Mama.
No.
Well, that was interesting.
Yeah, no, Jimbo fucked his shit up. That was. He was like in the middle of the power rankings. He was doing great, multiple alliances. Everyone liked him. And then he decided to the worst challenge performance I've seen in so long. Like, it was bad, bad. And then he overplayed his hand. It was just a rough downfall for my guy. Like, that was real bad.
I wouldn't even say like I don't even know if the challenge performance did too much damage, just because I feel like challenge performance hasn't done that much effect from playing a few years of it. Um, because you get pissed for like a few hours, and then afterwards you're like, okay, now like you might. Okay, maybe I just have a different mental process to people. I'm realizing it might actually just, but like for me, I'm like I'm fucking pissed at people, and then a few hours later, I'm like, okay, well we're at tribal. Let's just do what we need to do. Um, but I mean, who knows? But I think the simple thing is just a simple execution of just practice before you do a comp, if you can. Um, Practicing goes a long way. Sometimes it's literally just about that. It's
Shut
not
up, shut
about
up, shut up, shut up. It's time to talk about Raven.
oh
Do you have more to
um
say for Jimbo? I just wanted to do this shut up segue again.
um practice comps. If you
Yeah.
think about it, um half a cost maybe isn't practicing, so if you just even put a little bit of practice in, you immediately have a leg up.
You hold it from the camp beast. Okay, shut up. It's time for Raven.
I wasn't even saying anything. I finished my sentence. Okay, yes, Raven, Raven,
Raven,
Raven.
yeah. Maybe I didn't hear your mic, you talking when that happened. Anyway,
Maybe.
Raven. Uh, Raven and Hawk, the next person, are kind of a two-package deal where they will
Birds of a
both.
feather flock together.
Anyway, those.
I don't know what the phrase is. But
No,
yeah,
that
yeah,
was the
yeah. They're
phrase.
kind of like a duo. Not they weren't a duo, but like they were in the same storyline.
Yeah,
I
they had the
feel.
same position, pretty much. Raven was just slightly worse. And then both of them became unanimous boots at the swap. I will say, I think they both got. Like, I feel like they probably have a same trajectory if they're on the other tribe. But getting swapped with basically your entire tribe when you're already on the bottom of it, that's pretty rough.
I'm gonna be so real. Um, I think the next boot after them and their ally fucked up, not working with Hawk.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
But I think it's reasonably fair in some logistics because okay, so my thought is we're gonna jump to crossbow a bit now. Is
Yeah.
understandably it's a bit hard because Hawk was told and sort of seemed Hawk knew he was gonna die actually. So I think it could have actually worked. Um, if Crossbow and Jordan went to Hawk and said, "Look, you're gonna die. We'll vote with you." The only issue is it would be a 3-3. It would be on two people from the OG Zoro tribe, though, which is kind of um, good for those two. The only hard caveat with that is you're not really sure what would happen in the revote. I would imagine they wouldn't go to rocks for whoever they vote, though. The only issue is pondering what happens after that.
I think that way, if that does happen, there was no shot Jordan doesn't play the Fire Idol this round.
Wait, I can't understand that. Wait, so if that did happen, he would play the Fire Idol?
This round that Atomic went out in, yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Because then Jordan couldn't say, like, oh, I. Because part of why he backed out of playing it was because he didn't want to piss off the other side going into the merge. But if he had already pissed them off, then okay, who gives a shit? Might as well.
Oh, yeah, 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 yeah. I mean, they might have also just had majority, so they could have just
That's also
voted.
true.
And it's hard to tell what would happen. The question really comes into. I mean, one thing also they might have not gone to tribal.
Yeah.
The other would have been if they would have used Hawk just for that round, or would that have locked them in as like allies moving forward. But who knows? I think it logistically makes sense. Why not to use the fire idol? Because you're using it on an ally when it's like you could use it to save yourself. But it's still like now you're just down one ally, and I like you kind of there just wasn't really a confirming relationship with the other three because it just was sort of they were just very like okay let's just boot one of these two, and there was sort of an indifference. They had preferences, but I think it it wouldn't have fully mattered to them no matter who did go because none of them I think had actual genuine game bonds with either of the two. Frost seemingly did, but it also seemed like he was just being close to get safety from any harm and like just play both sides sort of thing or whatever.
Frost felt pretty close to Jordan, and DKM was not close, but okay with Crossbow. Clabe didn't really give a fuck.
Hmm. I think, but it didn't feel like genuine closeness in a way.
I feel like Jordan and Frost kinda is. At least from a strategic perspective, because they've shared so much.
I haven't been too looking, so maybe it's changed. But it felt like Frost still had like more loyalty to his trio before Jordan, which is my thing of like I feel like if you would actually have a proper bond to it, you would probably have Jordan higher trust. But you know the trust rankings, so you can confirm whether that's true or not.
Yeah, yap about something for a second.
So my name is Joe Biden,
Okay, so Frost
and
had Jordan at 2. Clabe 1, Jordan 2, DKM 3.
oh, that's interesting. I heard my phone vibrate. I'm not gonna look at it. Okay, so what do we got next?
Okay, the one final thing to talk about before the actual ranking starts is I just pulled up the charts I have from the last 2 seasons that showed how my predictions were. Basically, I'm just doing this to explain what the hell this means. In the leftmost columns, you have the tribes they came from. 1 to 12 was where I put them, so 1 was most likely to win, 12 was least. And then the numbers on the right are the difference between where I predicted them and the placement. So like Zach got 8th when I put him as the most likely to win, so that was a 7-point difference. And then I tallied them all up at the end. Looked real stupid in Legends. Smiling Friends, I looked pretty stupid there too. That one was
I want to
pretty
see how
random.
I did with Legends,
Yeah,
because I think I did pretty good.
I considered making a chart for that, but I low-key forgot.
I'll make it whenever you're yapping.
Okay, well, fuck it, we ball. You ready for 10th?
Yeah.
I got Dylan.
Wait, do I say who I got or you just talk?
You go for it. Might as well.
Um, so I have Zach.
Okay, no, I respect it. I think Dylan more so, but I respect the Zach placement.
Hmm. You yap. I'm looking around.
Yeah, so I have Dylan at 10th just because he is pretty much nothing at this point. He has an okay connection with Zach, who does have a legacy, but that's also why Zach is above Dylan for me, or part of it. He does have a bit of a duo with Winnie, but Winnie doesn't exactly have the most power. He has some, but he's not on the top. Like this episode, he demoted out of being a contender. And I also just think Dylan just doesn't have like any strategic pull right now. I feel like he's someone you bring in if you want to make a move, but not much beyond that. And if there ever is a consensus target, it would unfortunately just fall onto him. I do think him and Zach could make a big move with the legacy, but I think that would also just doom them right after, because they don't have the power that, for example, Zack and Dom did in Fodlan when they did a move with the Legacy at the start of the merge. So I'm just not high on Dylan. I think if he makes it further than the first few merge rounds, he ends up as a 0-vote finalist or something close to that. He's been on the bottom of the power rankings pretty much the entire season. You want?
Um.
I would say
Uh.
you talk about
Yeah.
Zack now would be the smarter thing.
Okay. Um. So I. ch- I think. So my logic is say like compare Zach and Dylan. I think Zach is maybe better socially, perhaps could pull off better game moves than Dylan. Like he feels like he would make the move and bring Dylan in, kind of thing. Where, like you said, Dylan would be the one brought in, and I think in that sense, I don't think Dylan has the ability to pull out the win if that's who he's going to be playing as. Um, but I just think Zach just has this energy in the game right now where I'm such a dumbass. He's not because he has a legacy, so
Yeah.
he can't go 10.
Well, he could.
But yeah, if it's played on someone else and they put votes on Zach. But that's the thing. I think Zach is bold. But he'll also just play a character that's that is just very in the spotlight and will be targeted and taken out very quickly. Which is why I think it's like very defined of like I think that it can be very certain that Zach will be booted in the first half of this merge. I
I
think I can
agree.
see everyone else can kind of be left up to chance in how just the rest of the game actually needs to develop. Um, I just feel a lot of people are sort of interchangeable depending on how the trajectory goes. But for Zach, I'm just like, yeah, he's getting on the first half. That's my take.
Honestly, okay, I would not change my ranking. I still think Dylan 10th, but I think that's all fair. Who just joined the? Get out! I don't know who
Yo,
is this.
it's Liz.
Howdy. We're in the middle of recording as we speak, but howdy. Uh, Alright then, do you want to move on to ninth now?
9. I put Dylan.
Okay, and I put Zach.
It's very, very self-explanatory. You basically just said everything.
Yeah,
Um,
I want to
I
touch
don't think
on
I have much
Zach
to add.
a little bit, given that I do think the legacy, that right there was enough to put him above Dylan for me, I think. It's just more power. And like you said, and I guess I said it too, Zach would have more win equity in a scenario like that. I think both of them go out early merge. I think we're looking at 10th and ninth places from the two of them. I just give Zach the edge because I think he's frankly just better at the game. There is some recovering he needs to do though, because he's been super out of it recently because of life shit happening. You know how it is. Um,
Yeah.
I think he could recover a bit. Because at the beginning of the game, his social game was insane. He was like average 1.5 or something on the trust rankings. Like, that's good. If
Oh,
you
that's pretty
give
good. Yeah.
if you give him time, I think he could recover. And I just don't have that to say about Dylan. Like, maybe Dylan could be taken further, but I don't ever see it as a spot where he would exactly have much actual power. Okay, my eighth. I think you might hate on me for my eighth and seventh.
Yeah.
My eighth is Grayson.
Yeah, I can see that.
What do you have?
I have Klob.
Oh, okay, that's a big difference from where I have him.
Oh, that's interesting.
For Grayson, you're gonna notice that everyone I've listed so far was from Nami. And yeah, I just think Nami comes into this looking bad. I think for Grayson, he does have a good duo with Dalt, which is huge. But outside of that, Grayson has pretty much nothing going on. I guess there is the trio with Winnie and Dalt. And he does have a good relationship with Jord. But, like, I think both Grayson and Jord are coming into this in a position where they've already kind of lost some respect from other players. Grayson through he's gonna have to betray Zach and probably Jord. Jord through taking out his number one for not no reason. That's not charitable at all. But I do think that was a misplay to let Atomic go there. Crossbow goes by
Mm.
Atomic sometimes, so if I say Atomic, just that's Crossbow. But anyway, yeah,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I think Grayson, he's kind of hard for me to place because I could see him be a finalist, like a seventh placer. I just don't think he's gonna win, and I don't have much confidence in like him over someone who's in a more obviously safe spot, like some of the Zoros.
Yeah, I can see that. Like, I think Grayson being fooled by adult um idol hunting is a big. I think you need to state that, you need to point that out. Um, but I also think like this is a game where everyone's lying to everyone, so it's okay to be tricked. Um, I mean, people get tricked constantly in everyday life.
Hey, Ren, happy Tuesday, by the way.
Yeah, happy Tuesday. Um, uh, so I think that logic makes sense. I can see that. I think I can just see Grayson kind of making it far, perhaps with being good with Dalt. Dalt would not want Grayson out, but I want to probably get the pronunciation of Clab right, Clabe.
I think it's the second
What's
one.
Clabe?
Yeah, that's what I say.
Okay, Clabe. Um, I don't know. I think. Well, I don't know why I put Clabe at 8.
Okay.
Um, I think Clay has some better capability of winning over maybe my next 3 slots, but I see it more as like Clay could also be like an antagonistic force
We
um,
have a bunch of those.
that gets like thwarted.
Yeah, actually, I could
Mm.
kind of see something like Desiree in Ghost Island, where she tries to flip on Dom and Wendell and just gets instantly ousted. I could see that.
Yeah,
Have you seen Ghost Island, or is that just over your head?
it's li- listen. No, I've seen it. I've seen
Okay,
it.
okay, okay.
It's just such a don't give a fuck season.
Yeah, no, definitely. I agree.
Um, but I do remember it was this thing of like you had these two people that kind of steamrolled the merge, and then anyone that tried to um, fight that was then just yeeted.
Yeah,
And I disagree with who won.
I also disagree with who won.
Hmm. Um. Yeah, that's my thoughts. Is it would be like that. Again, my rankings are a bit weird, where it's like, yeah, do I think some of the people I have low could beat other people if it was like a 1v1 at front of tribal council. Yeah, but I'm also kind of doing the logistics of like, I don't think they'll touch FTC,
I'm kind
so
of
I have
doing
them
that
down
too.
here, sort of thing. Like, like yeah, like part of my logic is also some of the people higher up. I'm like, I think they could touch FTC.
Yeah.
They won't win, is my thought, but I do think they could get there. So I just put them high. I guess I'm kind of doing a boot list. But what this is also like who you think could win, like likelihood to win. So my thing is, I think Zach could win an FTC, but I don't think he's gonna win.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and
Like
sometimes it's easier to say, like, yeah, I might not think the next person's. I don't know what I'm saying. Like, part of this is kind of a bootless prediction, because, like, sure, if someone would blow out everyone at Final Tribal, sure, but are they ever going to get there? No. So it is kind of a boot list. The way I see it is
yeah.
like an Edgic contenders thing. And
Yeah. I like that explanation
you might
because
notice that my contenders chart, the power rankings, is very similar to the list I
me
have
when I
here.
just look and see the cheat sheet. No, but I think it's then interesting because I have the Legends one up right now. Because I did. You beat me, by the way. Um,
Yeah!
I got massively tanked by having Beacon and Jonah as my bottom two.
Oh, that's fucked.
Um, Aside from that, I think I did do pretty well. Because everyone else aside from Zach, I just placed wrong either by one spot to four. Um, so I think like I was very tight knit with that. But I'd like look at it and go like, say we had Jenny and Parker high up, but my it's this logic where um those two plays got what fifth and sixth. I didn't think that they were going to touch FTC because I thought they were going to be threat yeeted out. But it was also this undefined thing of like you knew that they were going to go far, and if something did switch up and happen, they could touch the end, and if they touched the end, they won, sort of thing. So it was like you know that they're going to reach the end. With say like with my logic of Zach, I'm like I don't think Zach's gonna get to the end game, so I put Zach immediately at the bottom, while everyone else I don't know where they show up, sort of thing. But I think that everyone above play, I think, has a good possibility of reaching FTC, whether that is for the chance of winning or perhaps chance of GOAT. That's kind of where I sit with my logic.
Okay.
But
And I
who
thought
knows?
of one more thing to say about Grayson, which is that, yes, this list is very similar to my power rankings, but I did swap my 8th and 7th. Which, speaking of my 7th, it is the final Nami. I have all Nami in a row. So 7th is
Oh
Jordan.
my god.
So this top 6,
Oh.
top 6 is all from Zoro. I think Nami's just fucked. Like, they're genuinely fucked. Like, maybe one or two of them will slip by to endgame, but I don't think they're gonna have the respect. Jordan's Fire Idol is. I think this last round was really bad for him. I get that, like, oh, save it for later, but it's already kind of a circumstantial advantage. It's better to just keep your number one and take out DKM, who is so obviously on top, which he talked about. He talked about that explicitly, but he didn't follow through, and that kept that trio of Zoro together. They can link up with the other trio, and it's ceding all the power. Especially when you consider the fact that Nami isn't even united at all. So, like, someone like Dylan, for example, is an easy boot. So now, like, if Dylan goes the first round like you would expect, at least I expect, it's 6-3. Like, what is he gonna do? How is he gonna have power? I get that
Yeah.
those Zoros could, like, flip on each other, because they will. It's obvious they will. They've talked about it. But it's just, how's, like, I just think not playing the Fire Idol was such a bad move, because just the way the entire round was handled, Jordan so easily could have gotten that legacy advantage from Atomic, or just saved him outright. He got the worst of both worlds. And while he is still my top ranked Nami, I just. God, I have so many negatives with his game now. I do think his social game is good, so he probably can talk his way out of things. But. Man.
Yeah, that's it's a rough circumstance because like if you don't play it, you're in a shit spot because you've pissed someone off, and I mean I see it as like it's just anything of say your ally has an idol and y'all know that you're gonna go home, and yet they don't play it on you, they vote you, and you have nothing else to do, so you vote them, and it's like you're very pissed off. It's
And
a very
and
shitty. It's
and
a shitty thing to do.
and I just thought of this. Every single person on that tribe knows about the fire idol. So like,
Oh, you're done. You're done.
yeah, like
You should have
that's
played it.
yeah. I don't know why I'm getting so passionate about this. Like it was just such a I understand why he didn't play it, but it just seems so stupid. Like okay, the thing is I think Jordan's a good player, but I just don't think that was a good move. I understand how you can convince yourself to do it, but ultimately it's just taking away agency.
I find it funny because I feel like we swap spots in a way where I'm so relaxed in this thing, being like, you know what? You didn't play the fire idol. Yeah, right. That's fine. It's kind of chill. Like normally, I'd be like, you have an advantage. Your ally went home. You could have saved. Like I would always say, save your ally if you can. I'm the kind of person that'll play my idol on an ally, kind of thing, and like not give a shit because my ally will still get to be around, will still get to be in the game. But here I'm just like I can see it in like the selfish logic. It makes sense because but now it's just you have one less ally, which is not really good. It would have been much nicer, to at least walk into the merge with a confidant. Instead, you walked into merge with these three people who I do not trust. They have Jordan's best interest at heart at all. Um, like it's because it's like, yeah, you could use it and save yourself, but that does one round.
You're
You,
fucked.
yeah, you can
That's
just
what
die
happened.
later,
That's what
and everyone
happened.
knows about it.
Yeah.
So hush, hush.
It's I don't know why I'm so passionate about this.
They can because there was a perfect opportunity, and now it's thwarted, and now it's gone forever.
You
Because
could have
that
taken.
thing of like, oh, they want to vote out Jordan. Okay, we put all the votes on Jordan, and then we put like they'll literally do like split the vote like you do with a normal idol, except the only difference is Jordan will have to face up against someone that the majority chose for Jordan to face off against instead of somebody Jordan chooses, which is like the power of the advantage is you're able to choose possibly who you want to face off against. You get to take a shot at whoever the fuck you want and try and take them down. But
If he
now, very well, Jordan has kind of lost that opportunity.
if he took that shot at DKM and DKM goes home, my power ranking is flipped on its fucking head. Don't say where you have him, but I know your ass has DKM at first or second. There is no way you don't. If you have him at third or something, whatever. But DKM, you take that shot. You take that shot, and the game is flipped completely on its head. And now I just think we're gonna get a complete Zoro steamroll. Like not totally, but close enough. So
Yeah,
anyway, who do you have at seventh?
I have Frost.
Oh my god, all lists are different. Oh shit, okay.
um, fuck, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of just don't remember why I did some of the things I did. Um, but I just think that Frost or someone else, one of them, will take like can very well be a goat that's dragged along. Um, I think Frost is definitely playing, so I feel like maybe I should have put Frost higher because I think Frost has some agency of like they actually aren't kind of going with the flow as some other people are. Um, but I think maybe because of that, that could also be more threatening. I don't know. I don't know what I'm doing, man. But I think that if Frost was to reach FTC, he'd be a goat. Which is mean to say too early on. Um,
I
maybe,
ob-
maybe it should
I
be.
I object. I think Frost, like maybe, sure, maybe Frost loses to like, yeah, a couple people, but I think Frost has a good case to make. For example, Frost played the fuck out of Jordan this round. a lot of why Jordan didn't play the Fire Idol was because of Frost.
That's impressive.
Yeah, like Frost was player of the episode, like by far. No one else was considered.
Ooh. Yeah, I think it's just like early in the season I just had Frost viewed lower, but I think it's this kind of thing of um like my thought is some people could say 1,000 words and half of them maybe are like the right words, and now I am getting the gist of Frost could just say maybe 100 words, and 90% of them, 90 of those words are the right words. Like when you let Frost cook, Frost cooks kind of thing. I would say in comparison to DKM, is like I think last episode was a good example of that. Of like DKM maybe was like is maybe like the most active on their tribe, but he only maybe reached surface level with both of the people. Frost, while maybe is around less, is able to dip into that strategic sense with at least one of them, and actually had, like you said, had a lot of sway to be eventually player of the episode and make that tribal be the outcome that he would want it to be. So I have made a mistake with my list.
Okay, I'm kind of scared who's gonna be at 6.
Okay, you want me to say it now?
Yeah, go for it.
Miju.
Oh, me too. Cool.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think now I would say Miju could be sort of lock at FTC would just be like dragged along sort of thing, because I mean he doesn't care about the advantage. Like he saw an advantage clue or something and just didn't give a shit, put
Yeah.
no effort into it. It was like I don't care, kind of
I don't need
sitting.
it.
I think it's perfectly fine in a way. Because like what in Arcane, my strategy was just to sit and wait when I was on the bottom of the swamp tribe. So like I think there is some merit in sitting, but there's also the moment to strike, and I don't think Miju has the, what is it? I don't think
Killer
Miju has
instinct.
the killer instinct, or like the slack, the sort of um items, the energy, the army to make those actions. I see Miju more as like say like could be like a sidekick adult like Grayson is.
Yep.
Um that's all that's all I got there.
I. If you asked me an episode ago, I would say that Frost was likely to be an FTC go, and Miju was likely to be like the mid-tier threat taking out at like 6th. Now I think it's the other way around, where Miju loses at the end, and Frost could be that mid-tier threat. I just think
Yeah.
Miju was always kind of like the 3rd or 4th best positioned on his OG tribe, but that's simply just gone down since then, and because of that, it's hard to put as much stock into him.
Yeah, I was gonna say something else, but I forgot. Um, I forgot about it.
Uh,
I think part of it's hard because Miju never went to tribal, so we don't really like part of it is I think we will have like a, I mean obviously it's cheating to like say we'll have like a better assessment of how everyone's going to like into rounds, because obviously it'll be a merged tribe. And you're judging before the merged tribe has had that proper interaction, but it's also just I just don't feel like we have the right enough of information about any of them. Like, say like the Hawk and Raven boot, I don't really feel like gave much information much on anyone in that tribe, of like what potentially they could hold, because it was relatively simple kind of things
yeah.
to do. I would say the only thought you can say is like just that Jordan and Crossbow kind of misplayed that by
Don't get me started on that
no.
shit.
I mean, to be fair, I've been in the position before as well, where like it was we had like a tribe of 7 or something, my ally was gonna go home, and I flipped this shit to turn her onto someone else. But then this trio, just kind of killed us,
Oh man.
because we were two different. Because the other side essentially would, the person that was booted six on the tribe was better with like someone in the trio than me and my ally, so I couldn't work with them. There was no, like, my belief was that no way I could fucking work with them. My best thing I could do is just fucking pray that we didn't go to a five-person tribal or try and flip someone. But we went to a five-person tribal, and then I just made it out of that. My ally didn't. It's a shit situation sometimes, and sometimes you just gotta hope and pray. My thought then would just be, should have just been good at the comp. You lost the comp. Like, you're at a state where winning the challenge is very pivotal, and you need to work hard to ensure that. Practice makes perfect. Neither tribe actually properly practiced saying, like, okay, this is what we should do as straight. No one created like a spreadsheet for everyone saying, okay, use this and just copy paste, copy paste, copy paste. Which would have helped one tribe um, a lot. I think it's kind of interesting to see DKM didn't do that. Um, I think Dolt didn't do it because they were indifferent about going to
Dalt
tribal.
wanted
They
to go
kind of
to
wanted to go to
tribal.
tribal.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they did. But DKM, if you're annoyed like that you went to tribal, um, I would believe that DKM is familiar with 99 bottles.
Oh, 100%.
Um, so my thought is, like, if you didn't want to go to tribal, you should have put the effort into making the spreadsheet so
Yep.
everyone would have that ease of access.
Yep.
Even then, you would be looking at the other tribe and knowing, oh, um, they have someone over there that's done 99 bottles that knows the logic, so they're probably doing it too. And if we don't make a sheet, and they do, they instantly win. Um, I mean, that just crumbles down to just, if you don't want to go to tribal, practice.
Yeah, just put the fucking walk in.
Where did we spiraled from Miju?
Yeah, yeah, how did we get here?
Um, I don't know, because we hadn't seen Miju at Tribal yet,
Yeah,
so I'm not
yeah.
sure how it goes for him. Um, but I just think that he might just shine in Dolt's shadow too much and trust Dolt too much. Where Dolt will play for their best interests at heart, but Miju might try and play and work in both of their best interests, and that just won't work in the state of Miju needs to ditch Dolt eventually. Dolt needs to go for Miju to thrive.
Yeah. Okay. My fifth is another person who hasn't been to tribal. So it should be obvious.
Swinny!
That's what you thought.
Oh shit!
No, it is Winnie.
I thought you were fucking with me.
Yeah, no, it's Winnie.
Because I'm like, listen, no way you would put Dolt not in the top four.
Yeah, it's Winnie.
Yeah, I had Grayson.
Okay, I understands that.
Because, I don't know, I think Grayson, I think, that Grayson did the best out of Dylan, Zach, and himself
Yep.
in that tribe. I think it very well would have been a Nami going if they did go to tribal, but I think it was very sudden that it wasn't going to be Grayson. Like, Grayson integrated well. I think Grayson played the best out of the three, obviously, in the tribe. I think I already said that, but it's in that simple thing of they weren't going to be united. So,
Yeah.
you're fucked. You need to get good with Zoro then. And Grayson did the best at that. And so I do think that while you do believe it's going to be a Zoro steamroll, I think that Grayson has maybe possibly done some good integration. He needs to do some more integration to fully lock it in, but I think Grayson can, like, do pretty well.
Yeah, I think that's fair. Um, for me, I have Winnie And I think I know there was 2 spots on this list where I swapped 2 people, so where it wasn't the same as my power rankings for the end of last episode. Maybe I didn't do that though, because I can't think of where that other spot was. So maybe I'm just fucking insane. Either way, Woody's kind of in that spot for me where I think there's a couple players, namely him, Clabe, and Frost, who I think are all set up as like these not mid to lower tier threats who could have a great shot to take out DKM and Dalt, and whichever one does it and makes the end could win. I just think Winnie is the least likely of those 3 to successfully take the shot and then make it to the end.
Interesting. Yeah, I think. Ooh, we could kind of segue because I do have Winnie at 4, so I can continue the
Oh
Winnie
yeah,
thought.
you talk about
And
Winnie.
like, I think it's hard because Winnie hasn't gone to tribal, and I don't think
It's winning
um
time.
it's just hard to really see how Winnie goes. It's hard to see what Winnie's playstyle is this season. Because I can see Winnie seems to be like someone that can be kind of chaotic.
He's a goofy guy.
Um, or could kind of be like a cockroach in a way.
Yeah.
But I don't think this is the circumstance for that. Uh, it's kind of just hard, but I'm just like, I think Winnie has some good ability to be good with some people. Um, but honestly, it's just very unknown. I haven't, I don't really read everything,
I read
so I don't
everything.
have to make assessment.
Uh, well, I just said that there's 3 players, Winnie, Clabe, and Frost, who I think are all kind of in that same spot. Clabe is my 4th. You had this guy at 8th or some shit.
Yeah,
I think Clabe is effectively the second in command to DKM, so that sets him very well to be able to actually, take the shot and be successful. I think that's something you do at like Final 6. You don't want to do it too early, but I think if Clabe can do it around then and then like also get Dart out, Clabe could win. But it's the same case for Winnie and Frost. So it's mostly just who do I have the most confidence in actually being able to successfully take the shot, and Winnie was who I had the least confidence in. And well, Clabe isn't above Frost, so Frost is who I have the most confidence in doing that. I don't think I have too much else to say besides Clabe's turnaround from the beginning of the game is insane. He was not like in the game at all at the beginning, and now he's a solid contender, I think.
interesting.
I honestly I might be down to move to 3 already, cause my thoughts are kind of aligned with these 3.
I can see that Glabe has like this sort of cutthroat potential. Um, it's more blunt and forward and can try and um just go for shit.
Yep.
So yeah, I can see it. Yeah, so 3.
I'm gonna talk about.
Well, you have
Yeah. I'm gonna talk.
Frost at 3.
Yeah, I'm gonna talk about my guy. I have Frost at 3. It's my turn. Yeah,
Yeah.
I have Frost at 3, just because I think his gameplay this last round was so fucking impressive, and it does give him Jord as someone he could make a move with, which for Frost he's gonna need to make a move eventually, and he has someone he can do that with, and that someone also has an advantage that he convinced them not to play. And it's honestly, it's, oh, I should, yeah, it's probably that alone that gives me the confidence in Frost. He woke the fuck up this round, and it worked very well. So I think if he can maybe lay low for a bit and then just do that again towards the end, I could see him take it.
All right. Hold on. Okay, so my number two
3.
is okay. Three, sorry. Okay, so my number three is DKM.
Oh my god, it's not. That blows my mind.
It's I think last episode is just a good reflection of a flaw that DKM has in his game.
I agree, but Jordan above DKM is crazy.
You're, you're gonna lose. Just wait, just wait.
Oh no!
um, so well, yeah. Um, maybe I'm just kind of yeah. I've definitely got some bias of like pushing that, but I do. I I just think, yeah, like, mm, I feel like I could talk about it more, but it's obviously you gotta like do the whole grand scheme of lists. Like I feel like I can explain it with my whole list down instead. But I just my simple thing is like, yeah, I do think he's one of the like say top two contenders. Um, but I do think that that l- just seeing how DKM did swap, I think is a pivotal thing of um I think DKM has the potential to have been in like everyone's pockets and been strategically good with everyone trusting him. But he didn't get that.
Yeah,
Frost is better with Jordan than DKM, and I think if DKM was better with Jordan, if DKM was better than with Crossbow, um, then I think I would have put DKM high. But I think it's a simple display of like um, DKM will align with the allies that he's aligned with, but anyone else could try and take a shot at DKM. Let's put it in comparison of Dolt and DKM. I think a shot would be taken at DKM before a shot is taken at Dolt. Um, and I think while you could just be like, oh yeah, just put those two as the top two because they're obviously like two good contenders with good odds to win. But I think that should also just be knocked down of like because of that. I don't. I think that DCAM could very much not have as good as much odds to win as we may easily think.
I think DKM is so obviously such a big threat who's in with a lot of people. But since so many people think that, I think a lot of people are under the assumption that he's closer to other people than they are to him. So for that, I think a lot of people would think like, okay, I gotta take out DKM so I can get these other people closer to me. And also taking him out is just a big move.
Yeah, like eventually they gotta take that state of like being like, oh, I need to get this person up because they're gonna be big threat and stuff. And I don't think DCAM is good at showing that he's not aligned with certain people. So those people will be like, oh well, DKM's a big threat and not aligned with me. Let me take him out.
Yeah. Uh, I'm just gonna go out and say it that I have DKM at second, so I'll talk about
Yeah.
him a bit further. I just okay. Break it to me. Who's your second? Please don't be what I think you hinted at.
Uh, um, well,
Oh,
no, number
fuck.
two, I have Jordan.
Oh, okay, thank God. If you had Jordan at 1, I would have lost my fucking shit.
Yeah. Yeah, I was fucking with you.
I
Um,
yeah,
I
thank
don't know.
God.
I'm biased. I don't know why. I'm just biased. I think I put Jordan as like my winner pick high up in my boot list. I wanted to draft Jordan, but you took him from me.
Guess who was my winner pick?
Um, I can't.
Jimbo.
Yeah.
Nah, it was Dolt.
Ah.
Anyway, yeah, I agree with everything we've said about DKM. I think this last round was also just kind of bad for him, because it showed Frost and Jordan that he was both like a threatening player who would try and force his way, and they both tried. Not Jordan as much, but like Frost very much so tried to undercut DKM's power by getting out crossbow rather than Jordan. And I think that's already showing that people are trying to weaken DKM.
Oh, interesting.
I
I
low-key
think,
don't have much else to say. I've kind of covered it all through like other people.
yeah, I think the last thing I feel like I could cover would be that maybe Jordan isn't like the perfect encapsulation of number two. Maybe I am biased. I can't put the words too much. But I think it's a simple thing of I needed to put someone above DKM in the two because I think I just have a little less faith in DKM now. After that swap, that I just needed to showcase that. That I feel like would not be evident in saying if I went, oh yeah, DKM at two, sort of thing.
Yeah, I get
Putting
it.
him as number two contender because I don't think that that is what it is anymore. I think that can be certainly more defined as we figure out. I think it is very possible depending on one simple factor, which then comes to the number one.
Yeah, you want to just move on to that number one?
Yeah. So who do you
Yeah.
have at one?
I have Dalt. I mean, I feel like it's obvious who should be number
Holy
one.
shit! Same.
What? I thought you had
Yeah.
Jordan at one.
No. I think my thought is if Dalt is taken out early enough, I think DKM immediately shifts up to one. I would immediately move DK up to one and fully agree with you there. Um, but my thought is just Dole. I think it's again a perfect encapsulation of seeing how Dolt handled that swap. As I think Dolt was good with everyone, um, even the people that like Dolt's maybe not fucking got the best interest at heart with, would probably feel good with Dolt, sort of thing. And I think that's the one difference that I saw in between them is um, if you don't have if DK if I'm trying to figure out the best interest at heart. If DKM doesn't have the best interest at heart for you, you can sense it, but I don't think it can be sensed with Dolt.
Yeah.
Um, which is I think it's a massive skill that you can have in a steamroll, which I think is possible. And it's hard to tell of like whether those two will work together in the merge or work against each other or like what will happen because I think they both would acknowledge that they need each other out. The question is when that happens. I would admittedly think that both of them should start doing it as soon as possible.
I I don't think so. I think they should go for each other at like final 6 or 5.
I would say before that.
Well, I don't agree. Yeah, I just think they benefit from having the other one around as a shield. That's pretty much it. That's why I think they should keep each other around.
It depends. In a shield tactic maybe, but it's also just like I do think the only negative thing going for Dot is that Dot can be looked as a comp threat.
That's
But
also
I
a
also think
positive in
Dot,
the fact that I mean Dalt could totally win like 3 immunities.
yeah, like Dot could just comp out from that then.
And they
Like
have an idol that no one knows about, even though people should have figured it out pretty easily.
yeah, and I think someone would probably give the heads up to Dot. I'm
Yep.
looking at this. Interesting. Wait, no, I'm looking at your chart wrong. Yeah, Adult did pretty well. DKM like DKM got a 1, 2, 3, 4. Adult got a 1, 1, 1, 1, and 3. Um which I think is pretty good.
Yeah, no, definitely. And the
But
3
I
was
still,
from Zach, who's been not as active recently.
my thought is also that Dolt could try and rope in Jordan. That's why I have Jordan higher. I have faith that Jordan could survive for some longevity, sort of thing. Perhaps. But it's just that thing of I do think Dolt could perfectly be fine if DK went out earlier, and I think you want to get each other out.
I mean, I get it, but I guess I really fuck with having shields around. That's my thought process, at least.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I'm not a shieldistic. I don't play with shields.
I do want to say,
Um,
okay, I noticed this while having the slideshow open, and you can't see it, but Dalt looks like Outlaw. Like a younger version of Outlaw.
I can see it,
Like 100%. Maybe it's the hair? Anyway, yeah.
but um, I think that's all my thoughts
Yeah,
encapsulated.
I think so too. I think Dalt's just winning.
Yeah,
I've never correctly picked a winner. And I've hosted a lot of seasons.
I I think I've been so close twice and not here. Um, I think I did pretty well with Legends with at least seeing the potential in high space. In your Fuzzvivor season, I thought BB10 because like you two were really close at the start of the game,
And
and my logic was
I
feel
was
like
the
you'd
more
get out at the end
yeah.
game, but because yeah, 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 it was that kind of thing of like logic of I think that was a duo that could do really well, but one of
We
them would
should
have to
have.
fall first, and I think
If I
and
if I don't quit, we run the game. 100%.
yeah,
Yeah.
you're the adult.
Yup, I am. That's true.
Yeah, yeah, I think in comparison to last season, I thought I think like I wouldn't have put Natalie at number one
Okay, Mr. Smart Guy.
because I think there were just other people that um could take the shot at Nat, and they did take the shot at Nat, but it was earlier than I thought. I thought that Nat would just get taken out at the end game unless she won immunities, which I thought she could win immunities. But it would be that kind of thing like that of she's an end game boot unless she wins immunities kind of thing. In comparison to Dolt here, I'm like, I think that Dolt can very well easily steamroll, and people won't figure that out, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Like it's just a different vibe that I get from the cast and what I've seen so far. Is like I can see that as well. Like I can get that having both of them at number one. I see like a difference in them both.
I think it would be very funny if Dalt got eighth, because then my winner pick would have gotten eighth every single time I've done this.
That would be funny. Um, Give me like 3 episodes, and I can tell you whether I can see that or not.
Okay, okay. Well, I
You,
think.
did you not see the joke there?
Yeah, no, I did. I did.
You just so nonchalant about it, like yeah, yeah, okay, okay, we'll
Yeah.
do that.
Anyway, okay. Yeah, yeah. Go ahead, man. Uh, what I have now is we're pretty much done. Like we're gonna be wrapped up in a minute here. I just have my final chart that says everyone's number. So to run down quickly, I have Dylan at 10th, Zach at ninth, Grayson at 8th, Jordan at 7th, Miju at 6th, Winnie at 5, Clabe at 4th, Frost at 3rd, DKM at 2nd, and Forster's Dole. Which, if I look at my power rankings for the end of the pre-merge, I want to see who I swapped, because okay, on the power rankings, I had Miju at 5th and Winnie at 6th, and then Grayson at 7th and Jordan at 8th. So I did 2 small swaps for this.
Interesting. Watch me be right. I'm gonna be right.
Yeah, you're gonna
Wait
get
for
the
it. Wait
exact
for it.
fucking list right.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No,
Yeah.
it's not gonna be right because it's all like I mean it can't be right because there needs to be a goat higher up sort of logic.
Yeah.
Um hate using the term early, but it's also like you can kind of take that assessment of how like a playing style will still stick similar from pre-merge to merge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so I guess until next time, which next time's gonna be, you don't have to join me for
Therefore I
this.
am. Oh,
Yeah. You
I
don't.
I might have jumped in on you talking because I heard like silence. My connection goes up and down.
Oh, okay. What I was gonna say is that next time we do this will be, you don't have to join me if you can't, but the FTC scenarios, which I have fun doing because I was so fucking wrong last season. I think in the scenario we got, I predicted Samoyed as a 0 vote finalist, and man, I don't know what to say though. I just got that one wrong, man. So that'll be fun. We'll see if I do dog shit again. Cause I didn't do that.
God, I love the permutations.
God, I love permutations. Yeah, 100%. There's like 10 of those, I think.
Hmm. We need to plan it out. It will depend on what day we're at when it can appear.
I think
That's all it comes down to.
I make it at the final. I do it before the finale. I think I do it at final 5. I think.
Yeah. I don't know what day that'll be.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. I do
That's
I
the
make it at final
boggle.
5?
I would say,
I think I do make it
I
at
would go
final
maybe
5.
4.
Yeah, well, I do it at 5, so fuck you.
I would say you do it the day the fifth person is voted out.
No, because before they get voted out?
After they get voted out.
No, well, I don't want to change it and do less people after doing more people before. I think,
Yeah,
like,
yeah. I think it's just hard because it's like 16 people merged at 10, so there's less. It was merged at 11 last time, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
I think,
So it's just because you have like one less juror if you do it at 5. If you do it at 4, you have the same
well,
amount of jurors and
I
just one
do
less
still
person to go through.
include the 5th and 4th placers in the jury scenarios.
Oh shit, true.
Um, I think the way to do it is if a season's a final 3, you do it at final 5, and if it's a final 2, you do it at final 4.
What are you trying to tell us, Cooper?
Yeah, I think one or both of us cut out. What did you get?
Oh, we both. Um, you
uh,
said something about if it's a final 3, do it at 5.
yeah, and if it's a final 2, do it at the final 4. I think that's fair.
Oh, that's interesting. Well, we got nothing else to say?
I don't think so.
Well, you gotta wrap it up. I ain't got the button.
Oh yeah, I do have the button. Well, oh my god, this has gone on for an hour and 9 minutes. That's fucked up.
Yeah, that's normal.
Yeah, you're right. Um, I'm gonna stop it in 2 seconds.